The game that saved the Xbox console, and if it weren't for it, Microsoft would probably have completely exited the home console market. A series of games that, out of the 12 titles released, 4 games scored above 90, and its first version, with a score of 97, is the 14th highest-rated computer game in history on the Metacritic website. The game series that Microsoft has sold over 81 million copies of to date, a figure that doesn't even include the millions of players who have experienced it through the Game Pass service. The interesting part is that despite nearly 25 years and 12 installments in the series, the face of its main charismatic character, Master Chief, still remains a mystery. Halo: Combat Evolved. Release 2001. Release platforms Xbox PC. Meta 97. Cost $50 million. Sell 5 million copies. Playtime: main story 10 hours. Main story plus extras 12 hours. Completionist 15 hours. When Microsoft launched the Xbox console in 2001, it had a very difficult task against large and experienced companies like Sony and Nintendo. The first Xbox console was released exactly 1 year after the legendary PlayStation 2 console, and it had to compete with a console that, with 160 million units sold, is still the best-selling console in history after 25 years. It was in this situation that if Microsoft could not create a good exclusive game for its console at the time of its launch, its console would undoubtedly have nothing to say against the giants of that time. This was the case with Halo: Combat Evolved, a game that not only saved the Xbox console by selling 5 million copies, but also became one of the best computer games of all time with Meta 97. If it had not been made, we might not have something like the Xbox 360, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. Halo 2. Release 2004. Release platforms Xbox PC. Meta 95. Cost $40 million. Sell 8 million copies. Playtime: main story 9 hours. Main story plus extras 11 hours. Completionist 21 hours. Following the success of Halo: Combat Evolved, a sequel was expected, and Bungie, the studio responsible for the first game, had 3 years to create a larger, more graphically advanced game. They also reintroducing gameplay elements that had been removed from the first game due to time constraints and further expanding the online multiplayer. Halo 2, considered by many fans, is most popular game in the franchise. Second Halo was a commercial and critical success and is often cited as one of the best video games of all time. The game became the most popular title on Xbox Live, selling over 8 million copies worldwide, and was named the best-selling original Xbox game. A port of the game was released for Windows Vista in 2007, and a remaster of the game as part of the Master Chief Collection released in 2014. Halo 3. Release 2007. Release platforms Xbox 360, Xbox One, PC. Meta 94. Cost $60 million. Sell 14 million copies. Playtime: main story 8 hours. Main story plus extras 11 hours. Completionist 22 hours. Halo 3 was a title released for Microsoft's second console, and it was intended to do for the Xbox 360 what Halo 1 had done for the original Xbox. Microsoft spent $40 million marketing the game to sell more consoles and expand the appeal of the game beyond the Halo fanbase. Halo 3 was released on September 25th and sells $170 million on its first day of release and $300 million in its first week. It sold over 14.5 million copies, becoming the best-selling video game of 2007 and the best-selling Halo game in the series, and one of the reasons the Xbox 360 was so popular. Overall, the game was well received by critics, and the Halo trilogy, developed by Studio Bungie, is considered one of the best and most influential titles in the gaming industry. Halo 3 was released as part of Halo, the Master Chief Collection for Xbox One in 2014 and for Windows on 2020. Halo Wars. Release 2009. Release platforms: Xbox 360, Xbox One, PC. Meta 82. Cost unknown. Sell 1 million copies. Playtime: main story 8 hours. Main story plus extras 12 hours. Completionist 49 hours. 2 years after the release of Halo 3, Microsoft decided to release a title distinct from the Halo series. The previous 3 Halo titles were first-person shooters, but Microsoft, seeing the popularity of the franchise, wanted to make a real-time strategy title out of the game. It goes without saying that strategy games were still popular at the time. The result was a Halo-like title that sold well as a strategy game, selling over 1 million copies and receiving a solid 82 from critics. Halo 3 ODST. Release 2009. Release platforms: Xbox 360, PC. Meta 83. Cost unknown. Sell 3 million copies. Playtime: main story 6 hours, main story plus extras 8 hours, completionist 46 hours. Initially, this game was supposed to be released as an expansion pack for the Halo 3 game, but with the development of the game and the expansion of the story, this expansion pack, despite the potential that Microsoft saw for it, became a standalone game. This version does not have any special improvements in terms of graphics and gameplay compared to Halo 3, and we are faced with the same Halo 3 game. The only additions are some weapons and vehicles are limited, and of course, the biggest change in the game is its story section. This is the first time that we do not control the character Master Chief, and rather we advance the story as one of the ODST members. The word ODST is an abbreviation of the phrase Orbital Drop Shock Troopers, which refers to a group of special commandos who work under the command of the UNSC organization. Halo Reach. Release 2010. Release platforms: Xbox 360, PC. Meta 91. Cost $60 million. Sell 3 million copies. Playtime: main story 8 hours, main story plus extras 12 hours, completionist 49 hours. It was the first major game released in 3 years since Halo 3, and while fans were waiting for Halo 4, Halo Reach was released, which took place before the events of Halo Combat Evolved and served as a prequel to the original game. There was no Master Chief in this installment, and players took on the role of Noble Six, a member of an elite team of super soldiers known as Noble Team, who were trying to defend the human world of Reach, which was under attack by the Covenant. After the release of Halo 3 in 2007, Bungie split into 2 teams to develop 2 different games, Halo 3, ODST, and Halo Reach. The developers decided to create a prequel to the original Halo trilogy and answer some of the questions about how the Halo universe came to be. Despite the absence of the main character, Master Chief, gamers were happy with the game, and the game sold $200 million on its release day, setting a new record for the franchise. The game was also well received by critics. They praised the gameplay, graphics, and voice acting, as well as the story and character development. Critics from publications such as GamePro, IGN, and official Xbox magazine considered it the best Halo title. With a meta of 91, this game became the fourth and last game in the series to achieve a meta of over 90. Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. Release 2011. Release platforms Xbox 360, Xbox One, PC. Meta 82. Cost unknown. Sell unknown. Playtime main story 10 hours. Main story plus extras 12 hours. Completionist 23 hours. The first version of the series, Halo Combat Evolved, is the highest rated Halo title and one of the best computer games of all time with a meta 97 rating. Microsoft released its game for his new console, the Xbox 360, to celebrate its 10th anniversary and the franchise's 10th anniversary. It was the third spin-off game between the third and fourth versions of the game, which brought the fourth version to 5 years. Anniversary's improvement is included a complete overhaul of the game in terms of textures and lighting, support for multiplayer via the Xbox Live service, new sound effects, remastered music, and support for Kinect. Anniversary was generally positively received, with most complaints being related to technical bugs and problems connecting to the multiplayer section of the game, which were resolved with its re-release in Halo: The Master Chief Collection. Halo 4 Release 2012. Release platforms Xbox 360, Xbox One, PC. Meta 87. Cost $70 million. Sell 8 million copies. Playtime main story 7 hours. Main story plus extras 10 hours. Completionist 28 hours. Finally, the wait was over, and the fourth version of the game was released in 2012. This was the first game in the series that Bungie did not make, and Microsoft had entrusted its production to the new industry studio. Initially, there were many concerns about changing the game's creator, but the 343 Industries studio, with its 87 meta and 8 million copies sold, managed to complete this important mission and delivered a high-quality game to fans, and also brought good profits to Microsoft. In the story section, Master Chief is back, and this time he has an assistant named Cortana, who is an artificial intelligence, by his side. It was decided to add more human elements to the story of Halo 4, and to achieve this goal, the developers decided to give more depth to the relationship between the two protagonists, Master Chief and Cortana. Halo 4 sells $220 million on its release day and $300 million in its first week, and set a new record for the franchise. More than 1 million people played Halo 4 on Xbox Live in the first 24 hours of release, and in addition to its strong sales, the game was also well received by critics, with reviews generally positive. Halo: The Master Chief Collection. Release 2014. Release platforms Xbox One, PC. Meta 85. Cost unknown. Sell unknown. Playtime main story 59 hours. Main plus extras 63 hours. Completionist 66 hours. After remastering the first game in the series, Microsoft, in an interesting move, decided not to remaster and release each title individually, but rather to provide gamers with all the remastered titles in one collection. This collection includes the first 6 installments of the Halo franchise, which were released between 2001 and 2012. The series was originally released for Xbox One on 2014. At the time of release, the series included 4 games: Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, and Halo 4. The first 2 titles, which were released on the original Xbox, were remakes, and the third and fourth versions, which were released on the original Xbox console, were remastered. The Halo 3 ODST remaster was added to the game in 2015, and the Halo Reach remaster was added in 2019 as an update, and after the first 6 titles were completed in 2020, the game was also released for PC. Now, in 2025, by purchasing a Game Pass subscription, you can play this valuable title, which includes the best Halo mission games in 4K quality and 120 frame rates on Xbox Series X or PC. Halo 5. Release 2015. Release platforms Xbox One. Meta 84. Cost $160 million. Sell 5 million copies. Playtime, main story 8 hours, main story plus extras 13 hours. Completion is 25 hours. Finally, we have reached the time of the launch of Microsoft's new console, the Xbox One, and one of the games that Microsoft had high hopes for the success of that game and naturally more sales of its console and wanted to repeat what Halo Combat Evolved had done for the original Xbox and Halo 3 for the Xbox 360. For this reason, it has allocated a staggering amount of $160 million for the development and advertising of the Halo 5, which was not only one of the most expensive investments of Microsoft, but also became one of the most expensive games of all time. For comparison, it should be said that 2 years before that, Rockstar had spent $140 million on the development and marketing of GTA 5. It is true that the game was not a masterpiece, but with a score of 84, it left an acceptable performance, and with sales of 5 million copies, although it did not reach the sales of 14 million copies of Halo 3 and 8 million copies of Halo 4, it became the 5th best-selling game on the Xbox One console. The multiplayer portion of the game was excellent, but the single-player campaign received mixed reactions with criticism of the story, writing, and ending. The main problem was related to Microsoft's wrong policies when launching the Xbox One console, such as the higher price of the console compared to the PS4, the need for a permanent internet connection, and the insistence on selling the console with Kinect, which prevented the Xbox One console from selling as well as Microsoft's previous console, and naturally, sales of Halo 5 also declined. Halo Wars 2. Release 2017. Release platforms Xbox One, PC. Meta 79. Cost unknown. Sell unknown. Playtime, main story 8 hours, main story plus extras 14 hours, completionist 44 hours. After the 5th issue of the series did not reach the sales expected by Microsoft, it became more cautious about investing in the continuation of the series and went for a subtitle, the second version of the Halo Wars game series, for the 11th version of Halo. As you know, the Halo Wars game series, unlike the original versions of the game, is not a third-person action game, but a real-time strategy game. According to critics, Halo Wars 2 is an acceptable game. But the problem is that we have long passed the golden age of strategy games, and a strategy game, no matter how good it is, does not have as many audiences as before. This title has the lowest score among the 12 Halo titles and is the first time that the score of a game from this franchise does not reach 80. But if you are still interested in strategy games, do not miss this title. And regardless of the points it has received, you can have fun with it for hours and enjoy it. Halo Infinite. Release 2021. Release platforms Xbox One, PC, Xbox Series. Meta 87. Cost unknown. Players 20 million people. Playtime, main story 11 hours, main story plus extras 19 hours. completion is 29 hours. We come back to another title to be released at the time of the release of Microsoft's new console, the Xbox Series X and S. The sixth main version of the Halo game series, which this time was released without number and titled Halo Infinite. It is a direct continuation of the story of Halo 5. Unlike the fifth version, this version was very well received by gamers and critics and generally received better reviews than the fourth and fifth versions. According to Microsoft's new policies, Halo Infinite has been on the Game Pass service since the day of its release, and it is not enough to check the popularity of gamers by only the number of physical or digital copies sold. However, according to statistics provided by Microsoft, 20 million people have experienced this title so far, which is a record for this series. Unlike previous versions, its multiplayer section is completely free. And if you have purchased the physical version of the game, you do not need to purchase a Game Pass subscription. And this has also led to more people experiencing the multiplayer section of the game. Finally, considering the praise of critics and the popularity of gamers, the way to continue the series of games Halo is on, and we hope to see more and better versions of the series.